friends and family, you've all been here, invited here today to witness the holy matrimony of both Mr. Shane Campbell and Marisa Casillas. Thank you guys for joining us. I know that being invited to weddings has become kind of a commonplace practice, and that most of you have probably attended multiple weddings per year, yeah? Kind of a laborious chore. But I ask you to really deem this as a sacred honor to be invited to a wedding, that you guys are now here as not only just the beloved of the bride and groom, but also to kind of hold them accountable, to give them a patient and listening ear whenever they would need it, to give them tongues of advice and encouragement and wisdom whenever they need it, and to really give them your encouraging hearts to hold them accountable to their vows and their promises of being married. And so we thank you, and I pray that you earnestly fulfill that vow, that you yourselves. So most of you guys know probably the beginning story of Shane and Marisa and how they met as EMTs and on their first ride along together. How kind of an awkward encounter, as any first encounter there really is. How as they're riding together, Shane is listening to song after song on the radio, and he, as the seasoned EMT, the more mature one there, is kind of dominating this situation, and Marisa, is sitting there in awkward, uncomfortable silence, trying to figure out how to break the ice. And she's not one of many words herself, so I'm sure it was pretty awkward. And not only that, how they bonded over Dexter. Then any of you who've seen it, it's a show of serial killers and incestuous love triangles. So really romantic, as you can see. Then on one of their first dates, Shane invites Marisa over, and he turned his entire place into a kill room, complete with saran wrap and plastic gloves and fake blood. And how any girl that ringing the doorbell and seeing that scene would probably run to the nearest police station. Marisa puts on these plastic gloves and the kill apron, and she just joins the festivities. So if that's not true love, I don't really know what is. Anyways, but some of you guys know, let me actually pull up my notes, I apologize. Any of you here who have been married for any great length of time can attest that marriage isn't always the easiest thing, and that is just always the nice exchanging of vows of love and eating delicious cake, that sometimes it could be very arduous and taxing. Actually, Nicholas Sparks, the famous author of romance, describes marriage as a series of peaks and valleys, and how most marriages obviously come complete with daily, if not regular, arguments that, yes, can put strain on a relationship, but also go to bond the relationship as well. And how Ephesians 5:22 of the Bible commands the wife that she submit to the husband in all things. And also Ephesians 5:28 goes on to command the husband to love his wife as dearly as he loves himself. And how that's not always an easy thing. It actually involves sacrifice, mutual respect, and mutual humiliation, which definitely always is fun and exciting. And then good old C.S. Lewis, who I love, he goes on to say that marriage, the commitment is actually very sobering, that once the infatuation dies away and those butterflies in the stomach disappear, that every time you look at them, it's just the day-to-day daily obligation and the responsibility of loving that person, and how that can be taxing. But despite these hardships, your love and your passion for each other will far outweigh the valleys. I'm sure all of us here can attest to that. And how Jennifer Smith also says that marriage is a mosaic that you build with your spouse, that it's a million tiny moments that you create a unique love story, and how over the past 7 years you guys have been doing that, and this house itself and this beautiful yard is a testament of that. And then also Barbara Gage says, love is a partnership of two unique people who bring out the very best in each other, and who know that even though they are wonderful as separate individuals, that it's nothing compared to who they are together as one. And then, for you coffee lovers out here, it's my favorite, Stephen Gaines penned, being in a long marriage is a little bit like a nice cup of coffee in the morning. Although you have it every single day, you still enjoy every single sip. And it's very true. And so, living in a realistic world, you know that your marriage will not always be easy. In fact, it might be difficult at times, but your devotion to one another will overcome any obstacle, and your continued commitment will provide passion that will light your path even in the darkest moments. So, now, with that being said, Shane and Marisa have decided to symbolically display their union by planting a weeping fig tree together. I'm not sure if they picked a fig tree or a weeping tree because you guys are like symbolically crying on the inside over your loss of freedom. But it's actually a perfect gesture. It is really pretty, right? And it's a perfect gesture because not only does it embody their one life that they're going to be growing together, but also the hard work that they're going to put into cultivating it to make sure that it's growing and flourishing and it's going to bear fruit just like your guys' marriage will. So if you guys want to step over here and do that. Watch the white dress. Perfect. Hopefully one of you guys have a green thumb and nothing doesn't die anytime soon. That would be a bad omen. Yeah.
Thank you.
So now is the time that you guys are actually going to share your vows and exchange rings. So best man, we have the rings.
As one falls off the train.
Thank you, best man. Step on close, Shane. All right. So Shane, you're going to go first. Please just repeat after me. I, Shane Campbell, solemnly swear to take you, Marisa Casillas, as my partner in life. I promise you my unconditional love, my fullest devotion, and my most tender care. I promise to love, honor, respect, and cherish you all the days of our lives. May this ring symbolize my love for you and my vow of faithfulness to you from this day forward to the end of my days.
Always.
That's good. I know it's a long one to remember. Okay, we'll take it. Oh, okay. Beautiful.
What a
Okay.
card.
Inside joke, it's so cute. Okay, perfect. Marisa, and then you may give her the ring, please. Beautiful. All right, Marisa. I, Marisa Casillas, solemnly swear to take you, Shane Campbell, as my partner in life. I promise you my unconditional love, my fullest devotion, and my most tender care. Through the pressures of the present and the uncertainties of the future, I promise to love, honor, respect, and cherish you all the days of our lives. And may this ring symbolize my love for you and my vow of faithfulness to you from this day forward to the end of my days. Beautiful. I give him the ring. Great. Now, by the authority vested in me by the state of California, it is my great honor to pronounce you husband and wife. Shane, you may kiss your bride. All right, guys, it is my proud privilege to announce you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Shane and Marisa Campbell.